What's going on, everybody? I think the YSL trial is about to start. So before it does, I thought, well, let's watch some judges losing it.
Frivolous, sovereign arguments. And they want to say that they're not happy about it. What is the problem?
When you were I said you were over the line, close to, or over the line on commenting on the defendant's pretrial silence, which is a well-known rule. I'm astonished that would have been an issue. So I don't want to have another issue as long as this case continues. Is that clear?
It is.
Thank you. Ask the jury to come back in, please.
That's not a subpoena. The subpoena.
And so their implicit adoption of what he was saying was improper arguments. And the court should check.
Okay, but what you are doing right now is highlighting something and making more of a spectacle. So if you're on...
Your Honor, for the record, the only thing the state has said to any of these witnesses when they get up is, would they like to say something on behalf of the victim they're representing? There's been no encouraging or inciting, as Mr. Weeks has put on this record. That is a blatant falsehood and a recreation of the record. As far as no objections being made, it's the defense that could have objected. It's not the state's duty to object to their own witnesses when they're testifying.
Okay. Listen, I've already heard. If you have anything else to say, you can put it in writing at a later time. I've heard from both sides more than once. That's going to be it. I've made my decision. Like I said, 99% of what's been testified to has been appropriate. I do not want to highlight the few things that were said that were perhaps not appropriate, and let's move on. You can have as many seconds as you want in writing, and you can
treading waters that it really shouldn't.
Been made multiple times from your chief assistant, from Ms. McNeil, and I don't want to hear anything else. I've already heard it. Is there something that has not already been argued?
Don't do it.
Okay, exactly what is it?
Judge, before Mr. Thacker, the podium testified before this court, I wanted to, the record should reflect that both Mr. Marcus and Mr. Satz looked at the statement prior to the reading. And so their implicit adoption of what he was saying was improper arguments. And the court should check.
Okay, but what you are doing right now is highlighting something and making more of a spectacle. So if your office in general does not want to facilitate or incite violence,
he's going to talk about her kids and she's going to go nuts.
That's it. There were 18 witnesses, 16 or 18 witnesses that testified today. There was nothing that was said until Ms. McNeil made her point made, and, you know, we're moving on.
But is the court going to do anything about maybe stopping it from happening again?
When these people are upset about specific things that have gone on from that table, like shooting the middle finger up at this court and laughing and joking, Ms. McNeil, be quiet. When these people have sat in this courtroom and watched this behavior from that table, and they want to say that they're not happy about it, what is the problem?
Judge, I have no problem because I have thick skin. But once you bring in my children, I think that's highly improper.
I didn't even know you have children. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's about to get weird.
Children? What about your children?
For them to comment on my children is highly improper. And for this court to allow that kind of testimony.
Okay.
Don't do it.
I don't remember any comments about any children. And if there was, it obviously
Never talk about the judge's children.
It came and went without me noticing it.
Judge, I can assure you that if they were talking about your children, you would definitely notice.
You need to sit down right now.
You're out of line. Leave.
In fact, you're excused. You need to go sit in the back with your
sit in the back.
Chief public defender.
Next up.
All right. We'll go off the record now
The
because you'll
parade
have to.
runner over guy.
Speculative.
Overruled as to both. The witness may answer.
See.
Yes.
And you had torn ligaments?
Objection leading.
Overruled.
You say that in the question before?
See.
Yes.
And were those both in the same leg?
Objection leading.
See.
Sorry,
Yes.
overruled. If we
Yeah, of course.
just wait when there's an objection.
Did he feel the tension
I'm
building?
overruling it.
This
It's
guy
relevant.
acted as his own
It's not
attorney.
leading. The witnesses' answers may stand.
I mean, yeah, you
You know, I don't
overrule
trash
every objection.
people too often
And
for
the
doing
jury
it,
will
but this guy
disregard
really
the
took the cake.
additional commentary made by Mr. Brooks at this time.
Judicial misconduct at its finest.
And which leg was that, sir?
Objection, action, answer.
Overruled.
He was close.
El pie izquierdo.
My left leg.
Did you have to have surgery on that leg?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
It's coming.
Sí.
Yes.
The judge is going to be standing
one?
soon.
Dos.
2.
That's not gonna work either.
Mr. Brooks, you are advised to stop with the commentary.
No, I'm gonna say what I want
You
to say.
called this witness. I'm going to take a break right now and excuse the jury and this witness.
So it's 9:30. The YSL
is
trial
judicial
should be
misconduct.
starting up again.
Judicial
Starting up
misconduct.
soon. Starting up
But
soon.
you don't want the jury to hear the truth.
And say whatever you want. But your honor knows that what is happening here is not permissible.
Ms. McNeil, stop suggesting that I know that something is impermissible and that I am allowing it to happen. You're finished. I've heard your objection. It's noted. State, go ahead and call Ms. Ramsey. Why are you standing there?
To help me because
Okay, who's questioning this witness? Hello?
which witness?
Your next witness.
These don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, we're just entering them.
These are just records, we're just doing it now.
So is it a secret who's gonna be questioning your next witness? Because I'm gonna find out in like 3 minutes. Who was doing it?
If the records don't relate, but if we call the witness, it will be me. I'm assuming you're talking about that.
Who is your next witness and when are they being called and which attorney is going to question them? Let me be clear if I wasn't before. Because if these don't have anything to do with your next witness, then why are we having the jury wait outside right now?
Just because we were trying to move everything in because in terms of timing, we do it now.
In terms of timing, it would be much better to do it during the lunch break when the
going
jury
on,
is
chat?
longer than you all.
If
So,
you haven't already, drop me a
Pass on
subscribe. Journey
this.
to
Let's bring
1,000
the jury in,
subscribers. Everybody, on the count of 3. 1, 2,
Yes.
3.
At this
Sub!
time, the defense rests.
Other than putting in our records.
Is YSL started yet?
We're not playing chess. I mean, will you please take the jury back in? Thank you. All right, go ahead and put in your records.
She's still not done going off.
Nicholas Cruz Henderson, episode 1 record. Let me just stop. State, are you gonna have anything ready for today?
No. We're expecting,
there was 80 witnesses.
we're waiting for 40 more witnesses.
I just wanna say, this is the most
Uh-oh.
uncalled for, unprofessional way to try a case. You all knew about this, and even if you didn't make your decision until this morning, to have 22 people plus all of this staff and every attorney march into court, be waiting as if it's some kind of game. Now I have to send them home. The state's not ready. They're not gonna have a witness ready. We have another day wasted. I honestly, I have never experienced a level of unprofessionalism in my career. It's unbelievable.
And S86. And we believe that the jury should have full access to them. They should have full access in this room. And
Hit that subscribe
that's our position.
button.
I do not believe a technical reality, shall we say, or an unknown technical incident should result in a mistrial.
It's a nasty cough.
Pardon me? How would we object to something we didn't know existed until it was over?
I didn't find that point particularly persuasive. But anyway,
It's impossible for us to do that. And if everybody in this room that's a lawyer has been a prosecutor. Your job is fairness and being a truth seeker. It's not debatable that it's not fair what happened. We can sit here all day and say it's been played. We didn't know. How is that reasonable?
Well, I persistently warned the state that, there's a day of reckoning with respect to these things. My feeling is I had my qualms, and I decided, well, I'll let the jury hear it.
Uh-oh.
I think I made the comparison the other day of the
circle.
breathalyzer, where the officer doesn't have to be familiar with how the operation, how the breathalyzer does the analysis. But that's a device that has been sanctioned by the courts, and I just don't think we're at that place with this, and particularly if they've got evidence. I didn't see that in your motion about the manual.
We've learned it since
Where are we
I
at? I think this is a good place to jump into the YSL
Remember
court
the
hours,
court's
'cause we're
admonitions,
trying
ladies
to
and
get to
gentlemen.
the YSL trial today. I don't think they started in today yet, but soon. The judge told Mr. Bean to be back at 9 o'clock today, and it's 9:30. I mean, it obviously wasn't going to start at 9 o'clock today. The judge say be there at 9 o'clock doesn't mean the judge is going to be on the stand at 9 o'clock. What's going on, chat? Let me know.
All right, please be seated. Our jury has left us. All right, Mr. Steele, what's your motion, sir?
It's about to go down.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Your Honor, last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, you ordered the parties to share all of their displays in opening statement to the others so we don't have to have these interruptions. I did that. The state shared with me 4 attachments. That's all they had. That's what I got. What you just saw on your screen, if you don't remember, I'll ask the state to put it up, and I asked for it to be marked as exhibit, is what you already excluded. It states that Mr. Ryan was convicted of murder, and I represent the co-defendant who's not on trial on the appeal. How did that not get sent to me so I could bring it to this honorable court's attention, 1? And 2, how do we just violate court orders? So, yes, I have a serious motion for a mistrial because it's intentional misconduct. That's my motion. All right. And I'd like the screenshot to be captured for Mr. Weaver to put in the record. I'll admit it is next court exhibit in order of the state's presentation anyway, so. All right, so that'll be court 1 for purposes of the trial. So, Ms.
already?
Love, what's your response to Mr. Steele's assertion about Mr. Ryan?
As it relates to Mr. Ryan and the exhibits that the state intended to play and to display for the jury, I sent to Mr. Steele and everyone else the pictures and the photographs that I expected to use. As it relates to the slide to which Mr. Steele is now referring regarding his representation on appeal, I'm not certain if the objection goes to the fact that there was the conviction, because that's part of the indictment and that's part of the evidence that the state expects will show, or if it's as to his objection about the fact that he represents Mr. Ryan or Mr. Blaylock on appeal.
Don't represent Mr. Ryan.
Mr. Blaylock, man.
Excuse me. I've never said this, ever. That's it. So what's your objection based upon, Mr. Steele? Objection based upon, I argued this before this honorable court. You argued the prosecution that before they ever mentioned my name, you granted this motion. That I did. You brought him up to this honorable court, outside the presence of everybody. We're at opening statement. I am lied to. I am saying that I am lied to.
Defense counsel using it.
Exhibit. You did not get that exhibit. That's what I'm shaking no. And now, it goes against the court's order. We are bound, duty bound to follow this honorable court's order.
Join in the objection on behalf of Mr. Steele.
Let me see the...
I can put it back up.
Yes, ma'am.
And Your Honor, while I am putting that back up, I will state in my place that initially when there was the objection from Mr. Steele, I didn't have a clue what it was about because I didn't mention his name and didn't intend to mention his name. As I looked at the screen, I saw that part of his name was on the screen for the most part.
But I mentioned that, I ruled upon that last week. I did. We were not, I would take it as it came in this case.
And if the evidence got to that point, then I would deal with it accordingly.
Yes, Your Honor.
So,
And Your Honor, as to Mr. Steele's motion, as I'm pulling this up, the state would vehemently object to a mistrial and ask for a curative instruction and a reminder to the court, to the jury, that nothing that the lawyers say is evidence in this case. This is not at all the type of thing that rises to the level of mandating a mistrial. Certainly not. It just isn't. I have
all right.
the slide.
Look, now
I'm
court
about
has
to share
court
this.
one for purposes of the motion for mistrial.
Why are we?
All right. Yeah, on slide 11 of 65, that I see where you have that.
So, Young
at the
Thug's
bottom.
lawyer, motion for mistrial,
Represented by Brian
claiming
Cecil.
intentional misconduct by the
We
prosecution
can leave
based
that
on
for
the
time being.
prosecution
Leave it
not
for time
sharing
being,
all of their
because it is what was-
displays
it
and
was- it
opening
was up.
statements
I'm
as
gonna just-
previously
I'm gonna-
ordered by the
I'm
judge,
going to,
leading to potential
deny the
interruption
motion for
of the
mistrial,
trial.
Mr. Steele, but I will go ahead and give a curative instruction to our jurors at this point. in time.
Mistrial motion
So-
denied.
I'm supposed to ask for
Sorry,
re-
spoiler alert.
for my mistrial for the next process goes on. I'd like you to do me a courtesy if you would.
Hey,
and allow me to do that now. Motion for mistrial.
if I.
You made your motion for mistrial, and the basis, and I have marked I'm going to mark the whole state's presentation as is as court one for the purpose of your motion, and it will go in as stated.
I have two other issues I'd like the court to just take up. One is just remember, I know you rule on it, but the state said earlier today that Mr. Williams is contacting through parties that they don't know to pay for other people's lawyers. So I think that coupled with that exhibit. And number two, I want the court to now order prosecution to give me and anyone else who wants to see it. I need to see respectfully what you ordered last week, all of the displays of the state of Georgia that they have not given to us. So that's
What do you mean by what displays you're talking about, Mr. Steele?
I never saw that. I never saw the wolf. I never saw the indictment. You ordered all of it. I gave all my displays. I gave everything to say. I got them to say.
Are you talking about using for opening statements, sir? Okay.
The state is so slimy
I'm
like
sorry.
that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
They withhold
two matters,
every
Your
day,
Honor.
every
One,
day.
the first thing that Mr. Steele has requested of the court regarding
If you haven't already, gang, go ahead
representation
and
that the state made
subscribe.
about other YSL members contacting Jeffery Williams for representation is absolutely and has always been a part of what the state expects will show at
I'm going
trial.
to deny that portion. But to Mr. Steele's point, I'd already made that
Morning.
issue in terms of his particular involvement and anything you need to
up,
let me know
gang?
prior to that, and I need to rule upon it, and also subject to foundation. And just like this, so I assume that what you told our jurors is what you expect the evidence to show? Yes?
Yes,
All right, so
definitely.
I'm going to overrule that part of his objection. What about the last thing you mentioned?
And Your Honor, as to the court's directive that we turn over anything or any exhibits or photographs, that was my understanding of the court's directive that we expect to show an opening statement. As a matter of course, I can again reiterate the fact that it was an
Thanks for subscribing,
inadvertent
gang. Appreciate
omission
it.
to leave Mr. Steele at least part of his name on
I got
here.
that, but he's talking about, is there anything else you're going to use in open you haven't shown to the defense counsel?
I
He's
don't
telling
mind
us,
sharing.
well, I said that. I told you to do that a week ago.
Your Honor,
Because
please
here's what I told you was going to happen. I've got a jury that's out right now that's being interrupted. And Mr. Williams, you should have made your motion or should have told me about that an hour ago or when you found out about it. Not hijack me at the bench about that. You did what you had to do, but I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about any of this. Because this is stuff we can take care of before our jury comes in. And that makes you all, lessen your ability as advocates and lessen our ability for this jury to go ahead and get this case seamlessly. This is what I told you all was going to happen. So, have you given them everything you're going to show them during opening statement?
Your Honor, I haven't given them all of the word slides. I did give to them what Mr. Williams objected to. I had given that to them previously. I will give them or share with them the things that have been added as of this evening. And
can you do that over the next 5 minutes?
I sure can.
Deputy Ingram, can you find out if our jurors are ready? Are they ready? Are they still using the restroom?
I'll send that to them right now as we're waiting.
Your Honor, Your Honor, Jay Abbott, on behalf of Mr. Kendrick, can we have 5 or 10 minutes to review whatever Ms. Love is going to send us?
You can take a comfort break, and I'll come back at 10 of 12.
How we do on the YSL trial is about to
whatever we
start.
don't finish before 12:15, we'll pick up after lunch. Okay?
That would be a great segue.
Who's talking?
That's Sharp.
Yes, Mr. Sharp.
On behalf of Mr. Stillwell.
All right. I think something's about to happen in the law and crime trials is streaming day 45. I don't think the judge has entered the room. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. So the stream has changed. We might keep it going, huh? This is the YSL trial now. Oh, right. It would help if you guys could see what I was talking about. Did I lose you? All right. So the YSL trial, I guess everybody's just getting there. Not going to be as exciting yet. What should we split the stream up? YSL trial continues. Just in the nick of time too, because that stream was just ending. The judge been sassy the whole trial. Judges are a sassy folk. They could be. All right. Young stoner life. That's what YSL stands for. In that world. In this world. Save. All right. The YSL trial continues. I appreciate everybody who subscribed. I really do. Road to 1,000. On our way. I love a good sassy judge. A fan, one of one. I do. We got Mr. Bean on the stand, and he is not the Mr. Bean you remember growing up. Let's get some, maybe some background music. What were we thinking? Some classical. We're classing the place up. Is that too much? Oh God. Sorry. Did I lose everybody? The classical music? All right. Look, I can't make YSL's trial move any quicker. I'm just trying to pass the time here. We're back. Yes. Some people want them locked up. Some people want the state to leave them alone. What do you think, chat? I mean, the state is constantly stepping over the line, overcharging. All kinds of stuff. Yeah, baby Einstein, yeah. That's the vibe we got going on here. I like it. It's starting. I think they're going to call their witness soon. The judge is okay. The judge is on the phone, so maybe not. Oh. You know when the judge is on the cell phone, it's not about to start. That's how you know. Only good lawyers can tell you that. I do not know all the players involved in this. So chat, if you know who we're looking at, let me know. What do we got? Is Young Thug in the burgundy suit? Burgundy or maroon? This is the kind of high-level analysis you tuned in for. Is he sleeping? I know that look. No, yeah, his eyes are open. He's got a pretty good lawyer, I'll tell you. Was it Brian Steele? I'm not sure. His last name is Steele, and he's impressed me, at least. So, you know, when you have the state bearing down on you with all these criminal charges, it's a RICO trial. We're talking about everything from assault to murder to drug dealing. The only thing you can do is raise your competence level to the same as the state and hire attorneys that are as good, if not better. If you do that, there is a chance, right? There's a chance to win. But if you don't get, you know, an attorney who's got that level of competence, you are at risk of losing your trial, losing your freedom. I don't know. Good lawyer. You know when Young Thug's lawyer's got his jacket off, he's ready to cook the witness. It's Brian Steele. I think his earlier career, he was a public defender, and now Brian Steele runs a practice with his wife. Could be wrong. He's one of music's top lawyers. So, court has not started yet. The judge has entered the courtroom. I don't know if the jury's there. The witness has not entered the room. Mr. Bean. It's not the Mr. Bean you're thinking of. What do you think, chat? Did Mr. Bean... Is he on the run? I went to law school at Cooley. I went later in life, so I couldn't, do the traditional law school thing. I had 3 kids, so I wasn't going to live in a dorm and go to law school. 2 kids and then 3 at some point during law school. Yeah. Great experience. I think, everybody should go to law school, but, there's a lot of discussion about degrees not being worth anything. And a law degree, I wouldn't say is the same exact type of thing. There's like 909, it's like 900,999, different things that you can do with a law degree. Other than practice, you can practice law. And there's a bunch of other things you can do with it too. And it, for me, it was, at some point in law school, felt like my brain was removed and rewired and placed back in, and really squared me away in a lot of different ways. So, thinking about it, consider law school. A lot of green in the courtroom today. Let me see if I can pan. Oh, thanks, fan. Yeah, look at all that. This is the day after St. Patrick's Day. We got, I think, 2 green blazers. That might be a dark forest green suit, and then the person next to him's wearing green. Maybe I'm just seeing what I want to see. Yep. It got very interesting. No, it's a little slow right now. And that's okay. That's okay. Court can be like this. Stop and go and hurry up and wait. I think people want to know why everybody's wearing green today. This is some sort of psychological move. St. Patrick's Day Sunday? It was Sunday. It's Tuesday. Go ahead. Well, guy's like, why didn't you tell me to wear green today? I have something for this. Well, psychological move. Yeah. You know what a good psychological move is? Being prepared for trial. Not withholding evidence. I don't know. Maybe that is the good psychological move. Yeah, right. Oh, we're down to just you and me, a fan. Where's my Australian folks? That's what I'm here for. My early subscribers from Australia. Okay. Any minute. It's 10 o'clock. It's a good chance. Orange County, huh? All right. Well, I mean, I felt like it. Last time I said I felt like it was going to start, the judge took a phone call. So I'm not going to go ahead and speculate anymore. I'm just going to say it's 10 o'clock. And I believe the first thing we're doing today is talking to Mr. Bean. Yesterday they played a bunch of phone recordings, jailhouse phone calls for him that he made to his wife. Yeah, some people have said that, 30 minutes late would be the best they've done so far. Because there's just been so much delay after delay here. I don't blame everybody for leaving. This is not exactly what I thought we'd be doing at 10 o'clock. Trial was set to start at 9:30. Does it start at 9:30 when they say be here at 9:30? Not always. Not always, but it's been a little delay. This has been the shortest delay, really, for the entire trial. 30-minute delay wouldn't be too serious, but yeah. I don't know. What we're working towards here. Let's call the witness. Call the witness. So, I don't know about that, fan. Let's find out.
All right.
I still almost get up.
You're glad with us presiding court when I come to order.
Do you think they coordinated the green? So it's very quiet. I can barely hear. I'm trying to see. There was a picture, at least, that the attorney tried to. I'm reading right now, fan. Pictures, lyrics. I don't know. And the microphones are wearing masks in Atlanta. Judge Earl Glanville.
Okay.
Thank you. I apologize.
Yeah, the volume is low today. It wasn't this low yesterday. Jacket started off, then it went back on, and then he took it right back off.
I was going to talk to you, Mr. Adams. You know, Mr. Adams, come on up.
Nothing. I hear nothing. It's so where I am in court. If they don't want you to hear something, they turn on something that sounds like radio static, like. And I'm actually not sure if that's what comes across. All right. So this is not what I thought it would be as far as viewing. Not as eventful as yesterday. What do you think, chat? I think the move, fan, I don't know if you're still with me here, but I think the move is going to be, I'm going to let this play out a little bit, and then I'll be able to scrub through it. Maybe move it, like put it on 1.5 speed later in a couple hours. It gives me some opportunity to do some work this morning anyway. I was hoping to have at least like 45 minutes of the trial by now, but you know, 38 minutes. Nothing. We haven't gotten anything yet. So I'm gonna call it here. Separate. Oh wait, are they going to get Mr. Bean? I gotta say, no, I don't think they're getting him. And when I say Mr. Bean, it's not the Mr. Bean you're thinking of. Maybe you're thinking of the right Mr. Bean. I don't know. Probably a good place to split the streams up. Started watching judges losing it, and segued right into the YSL trial. Not a lot of action this morning. It was supposed to start at 9:30. Really didn't start until about 10, and it really hasn't even started yet. I mean, is the judge there? Yes. Is the jury there? I'm not sure if they're in the room yet, but the witness has not taken the stand yet. I'm sure other court business has been attended to, but this is less than eventful, so I think it's a good place to call it. Team, remember, what is it that I say at the end of my streams all the time? Knowledge is power. Subscribe for more. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. Not that one that just popped up in your screen, but there's one like down here somewhere. I don't know, like right there. I don't know where it is. I'd appreciate it if you hit it. So that way, when I am back at it later today, watching this not in real time, but let's say 1.5 speed, so it's not as boring. I think that's the move, guys. So I'm gonna end it here, and I'll see you next time.